BATV presents a Movie of the Week special. They had it all.
You know, I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to making sure that the right person pays for their crime.
And they thought they had it all figured out.
We'll set a trap for him, make him an offer he can't refuse.
Until it all blew sky high.
Wait a second. You can't go barreling over there without a plan.
This could be the break that we're looking for. I'm at Nova.
I've seen the fancy cars you drive, the women you flaunt. It's all a big show to you, isn't it?
Possession with intent to sell. How'd that go over with the athletic department?
You're gonna work yourself into the ground. Why won't you let anyone help you?
Do I look like I just fell off a turnip truck? You two wouldn't help me to save a bag of homeless puppies. This is entrapment, and I want my lawyer. You know, listening to you talk, you sound like you're from another planet, but I kind of like it.
That's funny. I was just thinking the very same thing about you.
He's not kidding, boss. This stuff's legit.
Do you want to add kidnapping to those robbery charges?
I didn't kidnap anybody. And I don't know how I wound up with those diamonds.
He appears to have 4 times the recommended dosage in his system.
I just knew I shouldn't have ordered that last martini.
I'll tell you why you can't explain it. It's because you were schnockered to the gills.
Objection!
Sustained!
Well, do it without badgering the witness, or I'll hold you in contempt.
You know, it's amazing that she was able to get that old pumping station working again. The amount of metaphysics involved is unparalleled.
Now, it's very common to block out certain details of a traumatic event, Miss Buchanan. The information can actually be stored away in your subconscious mind.
Why are we getting grappled?
Doctor's orders. James Ashford's been watching me like a hawk.
Teamwork. That's what I'd like to hear.
Explore the mysterious, the dangerous, the intriguing, and the bizarre.
Hey, dances, boy. Yeah. Good. All right. Yippee! Woohoo! Wow.
Karmic Justice, tonight on the BATV Movie of the Week.
Ready? Wrestle! Ready? Wrestle! Close the gap. Nice! Oh, hammer lock! Ready? Wrestle!
Scramble, detectives. Use those moves on the bad guys and they won't stand a chance.
Thanks, Peter.
It's Lieutenant Stone to you.
Oh, well, Lieutenant Stone, can you please explain how the junior detective was somehow able to practically take my nose off?
Yeah, Daly. Ross hit you with a good crossface. It's probably going to be raw and maybe even scar over, but you know what? You'll be fine.
Yeah, sorry about that, bro. I was thinking about all those tough criminals we have to take down out there.
Don't apologize, Ross. We're working Vice. Those characters, they fight dirty. If we're not able to be tough on each other in here, we're not going to be able to do the damage we need to on the outside where it counts.
That's what I'd like to hear. Do we have the best squad in this department or what, guys? I mean, seriously.
Everything is about to pay off Ross. Once we link those drug dealers to the jewel robberies that have been happening around town, we're gonna have enough to put these thugs away for good.
These guys are the worst kinds of animals. They're taking high school and college because they do their dirty work.
They're professional con artists. They make those kids feel cool by getting them into exclusive nightclubs. Then, they introduce them to designer drugs. Once they're hooked, they'll do anything they're told.
So what's the plan?
Well, I know you've been making inroads with the head dealer. We'll set a trap for him, make him an offer he can't refuse.
You know, he is hiding out over at one of those abandoned apartment buildings in Midtown. If we hit him there, he'll never see it coming.
Good idea. Get him on his own turf. That way, we can avoid getting innocent people involved who might get hurt in the process.
We can't let that happen, John. We can't let the bad guys win.
We won't let them win, bro. We're gonna make them pay.
Place.
Yeah, this is definitely it.
Do you have the stuff?
I've got it right here.
Looks good. But these guys aren't dummies, so wearing a wire is out of the question. Can you yell?
I know what to do.
Let's do this.
Tim, answer the door and make sure he's alone.
Right, boss. You alone?
Do you see anyone else?
Get in here. He's clean.
Abracadabra. Now you see him, now you don't. Just when I thought you were bailing on me, you decided to make your presence known. So tell me, Your Highness, what do I owe the pleasure?
You said you wanted some good stuff. I needed time to find you a crop.
Oh, you needed time? Oh, well. While you were taking your time, I've had dealers bailing on me left and right.
Then it's their loss. Here, check this out. You'll see what I mean.
That's garbage. Everybody and their uncle has that garbage at home. This stuff's legal now. Don't you watch the news?
This isn't what you think it is, Salvador. Take a closer look. You're not going to find this growing in North Quad over at Fenway Community College. No, this is something else. This is the real deal.
Tell you what, Leon over here has a very discriminating, what do you call it, the old factory nerve up there. So, if this stuff's fake, he's going to call you bluff, and you're going to wish that you stayed gone.
Then let's put Leon's talent to the test.
He's not kidding, boss. This stuff's legit.
Let me see that. Now that's what I'm talking about, kid. I I thought you were gonna try to pull a fast one on me. I really did. Really did. Leon, get the reward package. It's all there. Everything we agreed on.
We got married. And that girl is the one I got in the Bahamas. Nice. Do you get along? Yes, I do. What's he up to? Be careful. Yeah, he's awful close to them. That's all right. Okay. Keep your eye on him. He doesn't look like he's okay. You take care of him. I will. I need help sometimes. Oh my God, look at him. He dances good. Yeah. Good. All right. Yippee! Woohoo!
Good work, kid. Ah! 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 What? Ah! What is it? Ah! Lower back, old football injury. Ah! Well, Leon, don't just stand there. Bring a chair.
All right, I'm on.
Ah. Hey, gentle! Ah.
Maybe we should call an ambulance, boss?
An ambulance? This place is condemned. If we call an ambulance, this place is gonna be flooded with cops.
Wow! Woo! Woo! Oh no!
Yes!
Yeah! Whoa!
Woo!
How about that? Woo! Yeah! Oh! Yeah!
Good job!
Freeze. Police. You're under arrest.
That's right, Salvador, we got you. Now get your hands up over your head. Start walking.
I knew it. I should have cut you loose a long time ago, kid. You're gonna pay for this. Ah, there you are. It's been getting lonely in here. I was wondering when I get some company. Just hoping to be better with detectives.
This is it, Salvador. This is where you admit that you're the reason why all these 18 and 19-year-old kids are getting addicted to opioids. And then you having them do your dirty work. But stealing diamonds and gold, you didn't think we knew?
But you're the ones who set me up with this opium scam and what, diamonds and gold? Look, first you double-crossed me, and now you're trying to stick it to me with these trumped-up charges just to pad your resume? Okay, no. I admit to nothing.
You might as well own up to it, Salvador. You're going away for a long time once we book you on these opium charges. This is your opportunity to do the right thing.
You see, Mr. Nichols, we have one of your runners locked up right next door. Does Kevin Foster ring a bell?
Should it?
If you fess up that you conned him into doing your dirty work, getting those jewels, maybe we'll be able to talk with the DA about a plea. We do want to help you.
Well, you two help me? Okay. Do I look like I just fell off a turnip truck? Okay? You two wouldn't help me to rescue a bag of homeless puppies. Okay? So, this is entrapment, and I want my lawyer.
Entrapment's not going to help you in this case. You've got a rap sheet a mile long. You've got one phone call.
I would suggest you don't waste it.
We'll be outside if you change your mind.
What do you have for me?
Hey, what's this? Is the DA's docket running low or something? What's their star prosecutor doing all the way over here in District G24?
The DA actually told me personally that the Commonwealth is very interested in narrowing the suspects in these jewel robberies. I understand you made another arrest?
Well, that was all this guy.
Hey.
Thanks, John, but in all honesty, we did it together. We hauled the guy in on some low-level drug sting charges, but the big things aren't going to stick just yet. He really has a hard hold on his minions right now.
Right now, our main suspect is Kevin Foster. Since he was caught on the pier with the loot the night of the Diamond Merchants banquet, it appears to be an open and shut case.
But he's not the mastermind, though. I know if we work this kid over a little bit more, we'll be able to get enough dirt on Salvador that we can really lock him down.
He hasn't revealed a connection to Salvador yet. What makes you think he ever will?
When he did all these crimes, he was under the influence. And knowing how Salvador's been operating, I can just tell that he's been putting a lot of people under a spell.
And if we can get Salvador on a plea deal, Kevin Foster will feel betrayed. And then just watch how quickly all those incriminating memories just start flooding back.
I'll play ball. For a while. But sooner or later, I'm going to need something concrete to bring to the DA.
Understood.
I want to see Salvador.
Who's this?
This is Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Sullivan. She's here to ask you a few questions.
Tell her I ain't talking.
I'll be right outside.
I just want to know what your role was in the jewel theft at the Diamond Merchants banquet.
And who said I had anything to do with that?
It's got your signature all over it. I've seen that fancy car you drive, the women you flaunt. It's all just a big show to you, isn't it?
Well, at least I've got class, unlike them two bungling detectives out there.
You weren't satisfied with street-level games, though, were you, Sal? No. You had to go all high society.
Look, I have no idea what you're talking about, lady.
I'm talking about your ego. You got away with so much for so long, you believed you were invincible. But then you tripped yourself up, and now you're in deep trouble. I'll make you a deal. Admit to conspiracy to commit robbery, and we won't pursue any drug charges.
Look, are you crazy? Like I told those detectives, I ain't talking. Or at least not without my attorney present.
How'd your meeting go?
This guy's a piece of work. He's not dumb, though. Says he's waiting for his attorney.
I don't think he has one. The public defender's gonna have a good time with this.
We've got more options than he has. Worst case scenario, he makes bail. But then we just wait until he slips up again.
His own arrogance will be his undoing.
Well, that's what we'll do then. Let him think he has the upper hand. And then we'll give him enough rope to hang himself. So I was sitting there under the window, and I could hear everything clearly. And all of a sudden, this guy shows up, and he starts blaring music.
And I knew something was wrong because I'm standing there giving the signal, stalling as long as I possibly can, just thinking, these guys are going to catch on to me, right?
Right. And then this guy, I don't know, he starts breakdancing or something like that. And then people come out of the woodwork, they start cheering him on. And between that and the music,
I couldn't hear a thing, so I just chanced it and ran up there.
You know, in the end of it, we really couldn't have timed that any better. We ambushed them, handcuffed them. That was the end of that.
I am impressed. You two deserve a promotion. Tell Lieutenant Stone you want 15% raise, nights off, and 3 weeks paid vacation a year.
I think we'd have a better chance at winning a breakdancing contest.
I think you're right. Breakdancing or no, I'll tell you one thing. If we're able to connect the drug dealers to the jewel robbers, we're going to be able to get the attention not only of Peter Stone, but of the police commissioner and the DA's office.
Speaking of which, look who decided to join us.
Hey guys, were you talking about me?
Only if you're the most feared and respected assistant district attorney in the entire country.
Well, the jury's still out on that.
I don't know about that, Jen. Commonwealth versus Rickson Scientific? You kicked some serious you-know-what in that case. I wouldn't even mess with you after that.
I did my homework. Those executives knew that the diet pills they were selling were dangerous, yet they used guerrilla marketing to target the very people that would be hurt the most by them.
Well, you found out where they lived and you beat them at their own game. You weren't afraid to play dirty.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why we need you and the DA on board if we're going to be able to link the drug lords to the diamond and gold robbers.
If I'm going to prove this theory in court, I'm going to need irrefutable evidence.
We're zeroing in on a person of interest. You'll have all the evidence you'll need and more long before you go before a judge.
That sounds confidential, Jonathan. And besides, what if Rachel doesn't want to hear about crime fighting over dinner?
Believe me, hun, I've heard everything. Out of beauty salon, remember? Talk about your true confessions. Your secrets are safe with me.
Drinks? What's this?
I took the liberty of ordering some drinks before you guys came. Mai Tais all around.
You know, I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to making sure that the right person pays for their crime. If not now, then later on. This is to justice.
To justice.
To justice.
We're very close to exposing Salvador Nichols for being the ruthless criminal that he is.
I'm all for putting criminals behind bars, but I can't make the conspiracy theory charges stick unless I have witness testimony.
We've been working on Kevin Foster. If I can gain his trust, I know he'll let us know what's going on with Salvador.
We're running out of time, Jason. The DA wants to get rolling on this.
We will. And you're just a prosecutor to get us an airtight case.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I am. You're a great advocate for the law. Sometimes we all just need a little help. That's why I want you to have this.
Oh, wow, Jason. This is beautiful. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but it's been in my family ever since I was young. I've been using it as a good luck charm, and I want you to have it.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
It's okay. Here, let me help you. It's perfect.
Gold jewelry and semi-precious stones disappearing all over town.
Do you have any fingerprints? Hair strands? What about DNA?
Not a trace. These people are covering their tracks so well, it's like they're not even moving.
Are you thinking maybe some high-tech masking device?
I don't think they're sophisticated as that. One thing's for sure though. Kevin Foster must have experienced something so bizarre that night down on the pier that he either can't or won't talk about it.
Now, who's that person of interest you were bringing up at dinner the other night?
Claire Buchanan. She was found by Harbor Patrol down on the docks, wandering in a daze the morning after the diamond merchants went there. She couldn't remember a thing.
What do we know about her?
heir apparent to the Buchanan jewelry fortune.
You have a bio?
Graduated from 𝗏𝗏𝗡 Academy. Spent a few years out at West Coast University. Other than that, she's a total mystery.
Her and Kevin Foster may be the key to this case. We gotta get them to talk. We've been over this 1,000 times now. Kevin, we need to know how you wound up with Claire Buchanan's diamonds.
I already told you. I was vaping with some friends on the docks and then I passed out. When I woke up, the cops had me in handcuffs.
You need to know that your toxicology report came back and you had opioids in your system.
Well, then somebody must have slipped me something.
You're in a lot of trouble, Kevin. Claire Buchanan's driver reported her missing that night, and then you were found with her jewelry on you. Do you want to add kidnapping to those robbery charges?
I didn't kidnap anyone. And I don't know how I ended up with those diamonds.
If you tell us the truth, I promise you we'll help you out.
Alright, I know who Claire Buchanan is. Get some kids from the neighborhood like to go to see her to get their fortunes told. I went with them once. She had like a seance or something. It got a little trippy, but it was just that one time.
Did it also get a little trippy that night down at the docks?
Maybe a little bit. But I swear I don't remember seeing Claire Buchanan that night.
Telling us the truth was the best thing you could do. He's telling us the truth.
I do too. You keep working on him, and I'll dig up what I can on Claire Buchanan.
Sounds good.
How's work going, sweetie?
I have to go out of town this afternoon to follow up on a lead.
Where are you going?
𝗏𝗏𝗡 Academy.
You're going all the way up to New Hampshire?
It's only 45 miles away. If I leave here right after lunch, I'll be able to get there and back before rush hour.
What's up there that you can't look up online?
Their library has archives of the city's residents dating back all the way to colonial times. You can't find this stuff on the internet.
Did you have to get a warrant?
No, they keep the stuff locked up in their special collections room. Anyone can gain access, but nothing can leave the room.
What tipped you off?
That kid that our officers collared on the pier the other night is starting to talk. Now, we don't have all the information yet, but Ross and I are convinced now, more than ever, that the drug dealers are connected to the jewel thieves. With a little more investigating, we'll be able to put it all together and bring down their whole operation.
dude? What'd you find out?
A few things. Claire Buchanan was into some mysterious stuff growing up. I have pictures of newspaper clippings going back decades. I'll move the information to the shared file so we can both go through it. What have you come up with?
Kevin Foster still hasn't given me a name for his boss. I know it's Salvador Nichols, but we just haven't been able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together yet.
Maybe not, but with the information we got today, we'll be able to put the whole picture together.
Nice.
We need more room. Half the stuff's on the computer, and everything else is all over the place. I can never find the important papers.
It's because you have nothing to mark them with. Look, this is what I use. Here, use this. Make a pile, get all of your important stuff, put that on top of it. That way you know what you need to get done. And whatever's not done by the end of the day, you put in storage. Try it out.
Maybe I will. Thanks, Ross.
You got it, bro.
Captain, we just got word we got another mugging over on the West End. Took a hostage this time. A college kid.
Salvador Nichols does have a hideout over there. And this sounds like his MO.
It's too neat. I'm suspicious.
This could be the break that we're looking for. I met Nober.
Well, wait a second. You can't go barreling over there without a plan. We've got to make sure that the officers in that area know that we're coming so that we have proper backup. We want to make sure that we're not walking into a trap.
Okay, but time is wasting. We have the element of surprise, and if we want to beat them at their own game, this might be our only opportunity.
All right. DiMarco, call our guys over in the West End. Let them know we're coming.
You got it, Captain.
I just hope I don't regret this. We're closing in on them. All the exits lead out to the alley, and we've got backup officers blocking those off.
Let's ambush them. This is our chance to catch them off guard.
No. That's exactly what they expect. We've got to be cool about this. Take it step by step. We don't want to blow the whole operation.
What about the hostage, though? He's just a kid.
They won't hurt him as long as they know they have him to use for negotiation. Ross, no. It's a trap.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
For those of us who are privileged to have known and worked with Detective Jason Ross, we are also extremely grateful to call him a friend. He leaves a legacy with this department, and with District G24 in particular. A legacy of diligence, of morality, and courage.
I saw the tribute to Jason on TV today. It was on all the channels. Even that one all the way up in New Hampshire carried it. That was a very nice eulogy Lieutenant Stone gave.
I'm just glad it's over. Now I can get back to work and try to figure out who would try to blow up an entire police squad just over a few shiny rocks.
Aren't there other detectives that can take over the case for you? I'm sure Lieutenant Stone would understand if you needed to take a little time off.
No one on the force knows this case better than I do. I have to get back to work as soon as possible. Ross would want it that way.
You're gonna work yourself into the ground. Why won't you let anyone help you?
Jason and I worked on this together. I have to finish what we started. I'm the captain. If I don't do it, no one else will.
Hey guys, I know the assistant DA's breathing down your necks. How close are we to getting a confession from Kevin Foster?
Well, Ross made some inroads with the kid, but I don't think he'll trust anyone now that those thugs have started blowing people up. We're back to square one.
Has the crime scene analysis revealed anything?
Nothing back from forensics yet, but I'll check again with Inspector McLellan.
You know, you're the captain of this squad, Daly. I have complete faith in you that you'll get this done. But in the same breath, if you need anything, you've got to let me know. I can always pull in more men or women from another district.
I'm doing everything I can with what we have. Honestly though, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do things exactly the way we did when Ross was here. I mean, Ross and me, we were a team.
Hi. I'm available to work on cases too, you know. I know that you guys didn't make me a detective just to shuffle paperwork and update the Twitter feed. Come on now.
You know, DiMarco's right. You have a lot of talented people around here who can help you. We all know how it was with Jason Ross around. It's never going to be the same. We have to move forward. And it's most important, it's imperative that we all work together on this.
You're right. DiMarco, I'm sorry. I let this situation get the better of me and I lost sight of the big picture. I'll go over the case file with you and get you caught up.
Okay. Teamwork. That's what I'd like to hear, guys.
This is gonna be one of the strangest cases we've ever worked on. None of this stuff makes sense. What do we have for witness testimony?
Claire Buchanan. She's due to inherit the Buchanan jewelry fortune.
What's this?
She disappeared from the Diamond Merchants banquet and was found wandering the waterfront the next morning in the same clothes she was wearing that night.
Everything except her jewelry.
That's right. Whoever got her took her silver, gold, and diamonds, but didn't take her money or credit cards.
Well, what does she have to say about everything?
Not much. She claims to have no memory of who mugged her or anything else that happened that night.
You think she's hiding something?
Probably not intentionally. I'm guessing that her mind is using a defense mechanism to keep her from experiencing further trauma just by repressing those memories.
Well, how do we break through that?
We have to somehow dig into her subconscious, her past. The problem is, she flies under the radar. The only thing we have on her is an old drug charge from decades ago. Other than that, we at least know she was treasurer of her senior class at Wetonanock Academy.
Well, it looks like here that she was a pretty ideal student. Upper corner, field hockey captain, member of the Young Persons Business Association. Any college recruiter would be all over this.
They were. She did go to West Coast University on a field hockey scholarship, majored in geology with a philosophy minor.
Sounds like a solid plan.
It was, initially. Then she joined this new age group on campus. You know, crystals, pyramids, yoga, meditation, that sort of thing. But it wasn't just a student activity for her. She went deeper and deeper into the fringe of spiritual studies and developed an interest in UFOs, parallel universes, even time travel.
So how'd she get into trouble then?
Well, let's just say her eccentricities got the better of her. She was at a rave in the Hollywood Hills during her junior year, and it got busted. Her crunchy friends split and left her holding the bag.
Possession with intent to sell. How'd that go with the athletic department?
Well, as you would expect, not well. They yanked her scholarship, but it was her first offense, so she got off with probation and community service.
Well, the Buchanan family has a lot of influence, obviously. Okay, so did they help her get back into school?
Well, I think they tried. But apparently that was the beginning of a downward spiral for Claire.
After she completed her community service, she dropped out of WCU and started telling fortunes in West Hollywood.
If this lady's connected to the jewel thieves in any way, and her only connection to her is a former drug charge and a little bit of hocus pocus, how are we going to get it to cooperate?
We have to speak her language. Claire Buchanan spent a lot of time in the geology lab at WCU. Her research focused on a rare combination of stones that were believed to have the power to alter human DNA.
That's outrageous. How are we ever going to convince the DA to cooperate with us with information like that?
It's going to be a tough sell. But there's more. A professor by the name of Edward Johnson was in charge of Claire's research group. He was on the receiving end of a lot of ridicule from his colleagues. One day, his lab was broken into. The place was ransacked. The stones and the professor were never seen again.
Well, if this was her life's work before she became unwound, this could be just the topic of conversation to trigger her memory.
Exactly. I think it's time you and I pay Claire Buchanan a visit.
Can I help you?
Hello, Miss Buchanan. I'm Detective Daly, and this is Detective DiMarco. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the night you disappeared.
Can I get you anything, detectives?
No, thank you. We're just here to ask you a few questions.
Very well. Make yourselves comfortable. What would you like to know?
What's the last thing you remember from the night of the Diamond Merchants Banquet?
The chairperson of the Diamond Mercantile Board took the stage to announce the annual award nominees. I don't care much for those long speeches, so I went out to the docks for some fresh air. It was a warm night, and there was a lot of activity in the harbor. A party boat, a few cabin cruisers. Then I noticed a light on the horizon. At first I thought it was a lighthouse, but then I could see it was moving closer and getting brighter.
Could it have been a searchlight from one of the boats?
No,
It was too high in the sky to be from a boat. It just kept moving closer and closer and getting brighter and brighter. Finally, it was so close and so bright I couldn't see anything else.
What happened next?
I don't know. I must have blacked out. I don't remember a thing between that moment and when I was picked up by Harbor Patrol. I just knew I shouldn't have ordered that last martini.
Miss Buchanan, we don't think you were randomly robbed on the pier that night. We do think that you hold the key to solving the rash jewel heist in the city, though.
Why, that's impossible. I've already told you. I remember nothing.
It's possible that the answers are locked in your subconscious mind. Does the name Edward Johnson ring a bell? Professor Edward Johnson?
Why, yes. He was my academic advisor at WCU, but that was nearly 25. What I mean, Detective, is that Professor Johnson disappeared many, many years ago. What could he possibly have to do with a few missing diamond rings and gold watches?
Well, Professor Johnson was on the cutting edge of all kinds of research in the geology department. From what I understand, he was on the verge of a major breakthrough just before he went missing.
Why, yes. He was willing to research subject matter that other geologists wouldn't even consider.
Can you tell us what some of those subjects were?
The true age of the Earth, the function of the Great Pyramid at Giza, even the very nature of human DNA itself.
That work is typically reserved for graduate students. What's your role in the research group?
I had to comb the beaches, mountains, and canyons for ancient stones. Some of them didn't even appear in our textbooks. They were merely referred to in esoteric manuscripts that the professor had acquired in his excursions around the world.
What happened to the stones you collected?
I presume they disappeared, along with Professor Johnson.
Did you and the other students continue the research under another professor?
There was a graduate assistant who took over for the rest of the semester, but I left the university shortly before the professor went missing. I'm sure you're already familiar with the circumstances surrounding that matter.
We know about the drug charge. What we're interested in is hearing about what you did after that.
Whatever do you mean, Detective?
I mean your work as an intuitive advisor, your fortune telling.
Yeah, when you gaze through a crystal ball, read tea leaves.
Sometimes, but primarily, I read cards. Would you like a demonstration, Detective DiMarco?
No, thank you. I played a little Texas Hold'em back in college, but back then, the stakes were light beer and ramen noodles.
What about you, Detective Daly?
Deal me in.
All right then. Cut the cards. Now cut this stack of cards. This is your karma. You've suffered a tremendous loss. It's consuming you, almost to the point of despair. This is your present. There are negative vibrations all around you. Your world is in chaos. If you don't heed the warning signs, everything you've built up until this point could come crashing down around you. And this is your fate. It's what lies just around the corner if you continue walking down the path you're on now.
now return to Karmic Justice on the BATV Movie of the Week.
I understand you guys have a suspect in the stolen jewels case.
Well, if you're talking about Kevin Foster, he's still just a person of interest.
Well, my office is calling for an indictment.
An indictment? This is a little bit premature, Jen, don't you think? I mean, after all, Kevin Foster is just a jammed up kid who trusted the wrong people.
He's 18. In the eyes of the law, he's an adult who committed a felony.
You're rushing this, Jennifer. You know that a teenager barely out of high school couldn't possibly be the mastermind of a citywide jewel heist.
Can you give me something else to work with?
We've been speaking with Claire Buchanan. I'm convinced she holds the key to this whole mystery.
I can't stall the DA's office very much longer. We'll put this Claire person on the stand, but if she can't come up with anything concrete, I'll have no other choice but to file charges against Kevin Foster.
Okay, folks, let's get the party started. Prosecution, what charges are you bringing against this individual?
The Commonwealth brings charges of kidnapping, theft, and conspiracy to commit robbery.
And what evidence can you provide for these charges?
One of the witnesses was able to escape the defendant, Your Honor. I'd like to call Claire Buchanan to the stand. Miss Buchanan, are you acquainted with the defendant?
Yes.
And what is the nature of your relationship?
He's a client. He comes into my store looking for gold and semi-precious stones.
Is he a long-time client?
Not at all. He just started coming in around 6 months ago.
And how often would you say he came in?
I'd say around once every 2 weeks, sometimes more.
Is this common?
There are some buyers who do wholesale on that schedule, yes.
But your buyers are mainly large department stores and other major retailers, correct?
That's correct.
Did Mr. Nichols ever present himself as representing any of these businesses?
He did not.
I see. Miss Buchanan, would you say that Mr. Nichols was purchasing these rare gems in order to sell them on the black market?
Objection, Your Honor. She's leading the witness.
Sustained. Redirect, Ms. Sullivan.
Withdrawn. Miss Buchanan, since Mr. Nichols had become such a regular client, would you say your inventory had everything he was looking for?
There was one rare stone, a special type of blue sapphire that he was looking for to complete a collection.
Was this stone in your inventory?
It was, but I had been warned long ago that this particular gem could be dangerous in the wrong hands, so I did not disclose its location.
I see. Now, I understand that you experienced an unexplained lapse of time during the recent Diamond Merchants banquet. Can you tell the court what happened?
It was during dinner, just after the speeches started, and I went out to the docks for some fresh air. Suddenly, my vision was overtaken by a brilliant white light on the horizon. Next thing I know, it was broad daylight, and my gold and jewels were missing.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Very well. Your witness, Mr. Ladner.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Buchanan, you stated that my client, the stone that my client was looking for, had dangerous properties. Who gave you that warning about the stone?
A very accomplished research professor by the name of Edward Johnson.
And what was the warning that he gave you?
The people indigenous to the canyons where this type of stone is found are known to have harnessed its properties for use in time travel rituals.
Time travel rituals. Okay, very interesting. And Ms. Buchanan, you stated on a night of the banquet that you had gone out for some air.
That's right.
And they were serving alcohol there, correct?
Of course.
You yourself had been drinking.
I had a few martinis.
A few martinis. How many is a few?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 martinis. Ms. Buchanan, the night of the banquet, when you were out there getting air by the harbor, you stated that there was a bright light out there on the water. And I've checked all of the shipping manifests for every party boat and cabin cruiser that was out there in the harbor that night. And none of them give any record of any of those boats doing any research activity or any search activity. How do you explain that?
Objection. Relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled. I want to hear this.
Please explain it, Ms. Buchanan.
How could I explain it? I know nothing of such things as shipping manifests.
I'll tell you why you can't explain it. It's because you were schnockered to the gill.
Objection!
Sustained.
Your Honor, I apologize. I'm only trying to establish that Ms. Buchanan perhaps misinterpreted what happened that night as a result of the alcohol content in her system.
Well, do it without badgering the witness, or I'll hold you in contempt.
Of course, Your Honor. I apologize for that. Ms. Buchanan, we all recognize that you're a valued member of this community and that you come from a business-oriented family here in the city, and we're interested in your schooling.
I'm a graduate of Watananok Academy, class of 19. Well, let's just say I'm a very active member of the Alumni Association.
Watananok Academy is a very prestigious institution. We all recognize that, and I'm sure the court is very impressed that you went there. However, I'm more interested in your post-secondary education, specifically your association with Professor Edward Johnson.
Well, after high school, I enrolled as a geology major at West Coast University. Professor Johnson was my academic advisor.
And did you have a minor?
Yes, philosophy.
Philosophy, how philosophical. And what was your concentration?
Objection. Your Honor, the witness's academic history is not relevant to what she experienced the night she was robbed.
Overruled. I want to hear this.
Ms. Buchanan, what was your concentration at West Coast University?
New Age Studies.
Okay. New Age Studies. This is getting more and more interesting. Okay, Ms. Buchanan, I would like to ask you about a term paper that you wrote for Professor Johnson while you were in the spring semester of your junior year.
Well, that was quite some time ago. I never remember.
Perhaps I can refresh your recollection. It was published in several spiritual journals at the time, and even today you can find it on many New Age websites. In fact, I have a copy of it here. And I'd like to show it to you and ask you to read the title of that paper.
Lighting the Way. Welcoming our brethren from outer space and establishing a vision toward a bright new world.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Miss Sullivan, I can appreciate the effort that you and these detectives have put into this case, but do you honestly believe this evidence is viable in the court of law?
We do, Your Honor.
Well, I'm open-minded, but when it comes to flying saucers and little green men, that's where I draw the line. Motion to proceed denied based on unbelievable witness testimony. Case dismissed.
The DA is gonna have my head. We're going after Kevin Foster now, whether you guys like it or not.
Relax, it was just a temporary setback.
A temporary setback? This is criminal law, Jonathan. The Commonwealth doesn't have time for temporary setbacks. Maybe you and your gumshoe sidekick here can't see beyond the interests of District G24, but I have a bigger picture to consider.
Now you listen to me, Jen. It's me and my squad, and half of those people in that neighborhood got the drugs cleaned out of there and got those kids back in school where they belong. If you think that railroading some kid who got jammed up is going to make you look good in the eyes of the DA, then maybe you're the one that needs to consider the bigger picture.
Did you go for a run today?
No, I had too much work to do today.
Why don't you go now?
I don't like going by myself.
Do you want me to go with you?
No, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it, but I'm starting to get a headache again anyway.
You're working too hard.
I have to solve this case. I owe it to Jason. You know it was my fault he was killed.
Sweetie, no. Why would you say something like that?
I was the senior detective. I knew something was off about that tip we got, and I let him walk right into a trap.
Jonathan, Jason was his own person. He made his own decisions. I'm guessing that if you had forbidden him to go into that warehouse, he would have gone in anyway.
I guess you're right, but I keep replaying that day over and over and over in my mind, just wondering what I could have done differently.
Go easier on yourself. You can't control someone else's destiny. You can only control you.
I know that. I just wish I had made Jason follow the rules more, you know? I mean, I think I was trying to be too much of a friend and not enough of a boss.
There's no such thing as being too much of a friend. And look at it this way. Maybe Jason was as successful as he was and stayed out of trouble as long as he did because you were his friend.
How do you always know the right thing to say?
I had a good teacher.
All right. Enough work for tonight.
Good. I'm gonna go put Aaron to bed. I'll see you in a bit.
I'll get washed up.
Ross hit you with a good crossface. It's probably going to be raw and maybe even scar over, but you know what? You'll be fine.
Hey, sweetie. I was just about to give up on you.
I'm so sorry, Rachel. Court ran over and I had to take a different train. I didn't realize how late it was.
Not to worry. We've got plenty of time. Hop in the chair.
Great. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, this is exquisite. I've never seen one quite like it.
You know what this is?
Yeah. I don't know. So, I was growing up, and this woman who lived around the corner from me, she had a few of these, and she used to tell me they helped her receive messages from the afterlife.
That's unbelievable. Jason Ross gave this to me just before he died.
Really? I knew you guys worked together, but I didn't realize you were so close.
Jason and I were involved. We didn't tell anybody about it because we were both at critical points in our career and we wanted to be discreet.
Sweetie, I wish you had told me sooner. It's not good to keep those things bottled up inside.
I know. I'm just really trying to focus on work right now.
So is Jonathan. He blames himself for what happened, you know.
Oh my gosh. I hope I didn't make him think that. We had it out the other day after court, and I guess the stress was just getting to me, but I know Jonathan didn't have anything to do with it. It's not his fault.
I wish he felt the same way. He's been so tough on himself, and I'm starting to worry about what it's doing to him.
It's been so hectic lately. I don't know how I'm ever going to get through this caseload.
You love the DA's office, and you just need some time to process what happened to Jason, and you'll be back on top of your game.
It's not just that. I'm actually beginning to question whether I really got what it takes to be an effective prosecutor.
Well, that doesn't sound like you. You're always so confident. Is something else bothering you?
The police department has been pushing some angles on a case that just seem implausible.
Are you uncomfortable with the way Jonathan's been going after those drug dealers?
That's part of it, but I've just really been feeling like I've lost my sense of purpose. I don't know how you do it, Rachel.
Do what?
Hold everything together. You're married, you have a baby, you own this business, and yet you never complain.
I won't lie to you, Jen. It's hard work. All of it. But my mother worked, so did my grandmother, and all of my aunts on both sides.
How does Jonathan feel about it?
He loves it. We make all the major decisions together. We split the household chores. We make time for our friends. And then once a week, we bring Aaron to my mother's, and everyone's happy.
You make it all sound so easy. What made you decide to run the beauty salon anyway?
Well, I was finishing up my degree at New York State, and my father's sister was getting ready to retire. None of my cousins wanted the business, so I took a crash course in hairdressing, and the rest is history.
Do you ever regret coming back here?
Well, sometimes I wonder how things might be different, but I always come to the same conclusion. A city's a city. After all, Broadway, Fenway, Brooklyn, Brookline, tomato, tomato. The point is, you have to make your own life, wherever you are.
I have to figure out a way to make a difference, Rachel. I might not be able to be my own boss working at the DA's office, but I'm going to figure out a way to think outside the box to get things done.
Hello, may I help you?
Yes, I was just wondering if you could tell me what kind of stone this is.
Well, it looks like a blue sapphire, but there's something about its properties that seems somewhat different. Do you know where it came from?
No, actually. It was a gift.
lovely. There's some books on gemstones over here. Maybe those would help.
Thank you. I'll take a look. Hello. I couldn't help overhearing that you're interested in that stone you're wearing. Yes. Do you know about it? It looks like a blue sapphire. That's what the store clerk said. It's beautiful. May I have a closer look? Well, it was a gift. Please be careful. Well, not to worry. I know just how to handle a stone like this. Hey!
Hey, Captain.
Inspector McLellan, I need your help with the case.
Okay, come on in. What do you got for me?
Jennifer Sullivan was robbed last night.
Okay, what happened?
Jason Ross gave her a good luck charm the night before he was blown up. Some sort of stone pendant. Turns out it was the same type of stone that Salvador Nichols was been on the hunt for. And Jason said it had been in his family for something like 30 years. Well, anyway, Jen was curious about it, went to a New Age bookstore to look for more information, and there was a young woman in there, saw it around her neck, distracted her, and ran off with it.
Do you know what kind of stone it was?
The store clerk said it was blue sapphire.
Interesting. I know that about 30 years ago, there was a discovery of a rare blue sapphire in Scotland. Could be related to that. Could be related to that. Was it rough stone? Was it cut, polished? How would you describe it?
Well, I'm not sure, but Rachael said she saw it up close once. And apparently it was like two pyramids fused together, with one pointed up and the other pointed down.
Merkaba. Sounds like a Merkaba. Here, tell me if this is what it was. Something like this? The Merkaba, or Merkaba, the Hebrew word for chariot, that upward-facing pyramid represents the divine masculine principle. The downward-facing one, the divine feminine.
That looks like a sheriff's star.
It is. In sacred geometry, we call the three-dimensional version a star tetrahedron. It represents power. Specifically, the power of creation. Whoever took this must have known that the ADA was a very powerful woman. In fact, this may not have been a traditional robbery. She may have been trying to take Jennifer's power for her own.
Sounds like black magic.
Well, actually, Merkaba activation and the mysticism comes from the book of Ezekiel, which describes a vehicle in the air that's spinning in opposite directions with four faces looking out at everything.
Wheels within wheels.
Exactly. The Merkaba is really a vehicle of ascension. Sages and their initiates would use them when they went into these deep meditative states. They would activate the 7 core energies of their body, which would cause a spinning of 2 fields of light. This would allow them to ascend through 7 layers of heaven to meet the Creator.
So this crackpot stole this Merkaba from Jen so that she could use it in some type of ritual?
Yes. The ritual used to be something that only the sages and the initiates knew, but in the past few decades, thanks to the internet and things like that, this process has been uncovered and, as of late, reinterpreted.
What did the traditionalists think of these new interpretations?
Well, they maintain that Merkaba activation, authentic Merkaba activation, is really a spiritual process. It's inside of you. But these uninitiated types have somewhat obsessed with this concept of externalities, a external embodiment of people's life energies. So, I mean, one of the dangers of all this is if you're mentally unstable, or let's say you're just sensitive, something like this could cause you to detach from reality. Honestly, in an extreme example, lose your mind entirely. But someone like our friend at the bookstore, somebody who has negative intentions, I mean, they could act as some sort of psychic vampire, almost sucking people's life force energies and using it to feed some sort of external Merkaba.
You've got the patience of a saint. I mean, dealing with all of these uncertainties every day, it would drive me up the wall.
I love it. I mean, I get to read ancient manuscripts and collect old artifacts and travel to new exciting places. It's a great gig.
Well, I've known you for a long time, Arthur, and let me tell you, there's no one else that I know that would go to these lengths to find out this type of information. I think you've set us one step closer to finding our jewel thieves.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for.
I just knew I shouldn't have ordered that last martini. I just knew I shouldn't have ordered that last martini. I just knew I shouldn't have ordered that last martini.
Ross, where are you? I've got to find you. I've got to get you out of here.
Strike a pose.
Ross, where are you? Ross, come on, bro. We gotta get out of here.
Smile for the camera, detective.
I'm ready for my close-up, Detective Daly. Why don't you join me?
No.
Jonathan.
No.
Hey, it's okay. It was just a dream.
Jason was lost in the warehouse. I couldn't find him.
I know, hon. You just gotta calm down.
My head's killing me.
Jonathan, how many of those are you taking?
I don't know. I just want the pain to stop.
That's it. I'm calling 911.
No. No doctors. I'll be okay. I just have to rest. I just...
Jonathan. Jonathan!
Rachel, I got here as soon as I could.
Lieutenant Stone, thank you for coming. I didn't know who else to call.
Of course. Do you know what happened?
Jonathan's been having these headaches, and I think he took too much pain medication. The doctors are running tests now, and we should know the results shortly.
He took Jason's death so hard. He's been throwing himself into work, and quite honestly, he feels he can do everything himself.
I know. I just wish he would take it easier on himself.
Mrs. Daly, I'm Dr. Murphy. I have the results of Jonathan's blood work. The drug he was taking is one of the strongest over-the-counter pain medications available. He appears to have 4 times the recommended dosage in his system.
What does this mean?
It means his blood pressure went up so high that he entered into what we call hypertensive emergency. If we can't bring him down to a safe level quickly enough, he could suffer a stroke. He's in distress again.
Jonathan!
Stay back, I have to stabilize him.
But he needs me.
Rachel, let the doctor do her work. She's going to help him.
Ross, where are you? Ross.
Hey, bro.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
I'm right here.
Yeah, you've been here right along, haven't you? Well, now we can get back to capturing those jewel thieves. Come on, let's go.
Jonathan!
They're calling me. I better get back. Come on, let's go.
I can't go with you, Daly.
What do you mean you can't come with me? We're gonna solve this case together. We're gonna run all the bad guys out of town. We made a deal, remember?
I remember everything. Sometimes things just don't go the way we plan.
This is my fault, isn't it? I let you take on too much. I'm the senior detective.
You did nothing wrong, Jonathan. You did everything right. You're a great supervisor.
Jonathan!
They're calling me again. Wait a minute. I don't have to go back, do I?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to, John.
Yeah, but it seems like there's something I'm still forgetting.
Maybe this will help you remember.
What happened?
His heart rate and blood pressure are through the roof. I need you both to go wait outside, now.
Oh no!
It's okay, she's going to help him. Come.
Lieutenant Stone, what's going on? I heard something happened to Detective Daly.
Who is he?
This is Detective Nick DiMarco. He's helping Jonathan on the jewel robbery case.
Oh.
Rachel's upset because Jonathan took too many painkillers. The doctors are working on him right now.
I've seen him pop those pills before, but he always seems so in control.
Mark, are you a call on 49535?
He's such a good detective. I would hate for anything bad to happen to him.
Does he have to be here?
I'm sorry. That was stupid. I'll shut up.
Nick, why don't you help everyone out here and go grab us some coffee? I'm sure we could all use some right now.
Right, coffee. I'll go find it.
Sorry.
I can't believe this is happening right now. Jonathan is always so careful. He doesn't smoke, barely drinks. How could he have overdosed on pain pills?
He never got over the fact that Jason Ross died. He just went on and on as though nothing was happening. Maybe he was trying to numb himself out by self-medicating.
Maybe. I just wish he didn't always feel so responsible for everyone and everything.
That's who he is. That's his strength. The strength to survive. He doesn't know how to be anything else, Rachel.
If Jonathan dies, I don't know if I'll have the strength to survive.
Don't say that.
Hey guys, I found it. Pretty sure you're on the side.
Great, Nick, thanks.
Thank you.
Mrs. Daly, I have some news about your husband. Jonathan went into cardiac arrest. We were able to revive him, but we'll have to watch him closely for the next 24 hours. Your husband is very lucky, Mrs. Daly. With proper monitoring of his pain medication, he should make a fast and full recovery.
When can I see him?
You may go in now, but be careful not to agitate him.
Thank goodness you're all right.
Where's Aaron?
He's with my mother. She showed up just after the ambulance did.
Ambulance? You called an ambulance? What happened?
You overdosed on pain pills. Don't worry, the doctor says you're gonna be okay.
Rachel, I'm sorry.
Sorry? Sorry for what, hon?
I was spending too much time at work. I wasn't paying enough attention to you and Aaron.
No, that's not true at all. I don't want you to worry about that right now. Just rest so that you can get better.
Hey, John. I know you were due for a vacation, but all you had to do was fill out a time off request.
Believe me, this is the last place I thought I would end up. But I know we have a lot of work to do down at the station, so I'll be able to rest here for a day or so, and then I'll be back to work in no time.
Captain, don't worry. I'll get your caseload covered until you get better.
On second thought, there is a lot to do. I better get back right away.
No. You're still too weak.
She's right. It's going to take a while for you to recover from this. In the meantime, we have all the bases covered downtown.
Yeah, don't worry. We won't let you down.
Where on earth have you been?
Jail. That's where I've been. One of my main dealers turned out to be a cop, and they nabbed me in a sting, but it's okay. I took care of him.
You careless idiot! We've come way too far to risk losing it all now.
Oh, relax, okay? The fellas got greedy, and they blew it. They had to cut me loose so that they could build a better case against me. And it's just, just trying to lay low for a while here. And one of those marks up on the pier thought that she saw some like spaceship shining light in the sky, so the judge threw it out because he thought it just didn't sound credible.
I sent up a distraction that night. A trick of energy and light. That's what she saw. It confused the woman long enough for your boy to grab her and for us to get what we needed.
Okay, well, you got what you needed, but, I'm kind of done playing games here, You said you were going to make me rich.
And you made me think that you weren't a total fool. While you were out busy playing cops and robbers, I was out getting this.
Oh, and what, pray tell, is this?
This is a blue sapphire Merkaba crystal.
There was one rare stone, a special type of blue sapphire that he was looking forward to complete the collection. But I had been warned long ago that this particular gem could be dangerous in the wrong hands, so I did not disclose its location.
They are extremely rare. We can harness its energy to create a surplus of hydroelectric power.
Hydroelectric power. Okay, well, skip to the end here. How does it make me money?
First, we determine the exact center of this building. We place the crystal there to harmonize its energy with the architecture. Then, we use human beings to draw out its energy. We'll use other stones and herbs to create a brain fog so the subjects won't remember. We'll cycle through the people, though, so we don't wear them out too quickly.
Okay, well, why don't we just skip the metaphysics lesson, just get to the money pile.
The Merkaba we create using the crystal and the humans will generate so much power that we can offer low-cost electricity to the locals. We'll bankrupt the municipal utilities in a matter of months. The money we draw out will funnel directly into an offshore bank account, set up under aliases, of course. As soon as anyone catches on, we'll be long gone and on to another community full of unwitting humans to use as organic transformers.
You know, listening to you talk, you sound like you're from another planet, but I kind of like it.
That's funny. I was just thinking the very same thing about you.
Detective DiMarco, Officer 𝗶𝗁𝗍𝗂, I didn't realize the Celtics were recruiting in District D24.
Oh, hey, Captain.
Hello, Captain.
We didn't expect you back so soon.
Obviously. I'm here to see Lieutenant Stone about possibly coming back early.
I saw him go into the interrogation room.
All right, well, I guess I'll leave the two of you to your very heavy caseload. I can see you're absolutely swamped with work.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan hasn't been the same since Ross passed. You know.
Well, it is a delicate situation, you know, losing a partner and a friend, so.
Yeah. There he is. Why don't you have a seat, young man? Whew. Boy, this guy really gave us a good scare.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, James. What are you, working on a case here today, or?
Oh, no, I'm actually here to see you today.
Me?
I asked him to, John.
I get it. Police captain ODs on painkillers. Now he has to come see the company shrink.
Standard procedures, Jonathan. And quite frankly, I think it'll do you a little good.
I don't need to see a psychiatrist.
Hey, there's nothing to be ashamed of. This is just a medical incident. No one is judging you.
I tell you what, I'll leave you two here to talk undisturbed.
Do I have a choice?
I'll be right outside.
Jonathan, you and Jason Ross were co-detectives for many years. The connection you had was more like family than it was just two random people that worked together.
Why are you telling me this?
Because losing Jason the way you did came as a complete shock, and you didn't allow yourself to go through the whole grieving process.
Who do you think I am? One of those junkies I send you after a drug bust?
No, but I do think you're suffering from post-traumatic stress. Those headaches you were having, they were a warning sign for you to lead a healthier lifestyle. Instead of exercising more and eating properly, you numbed the pain with junk food and pills. After the explosion, you interpreted emotional pain as physical pain, and your body couldn't handle the chemicals that you're bringing in.
Well, when I was in that hospital bed, it was as though I was here one minute and somewhere else the next. I saw things and people that I had long forgotten about. I feel like I had been given a second chance to come back here and make things right.
That's very common amongst people who go through cardiac arrest. After the days and weeks, you'll begin to remember more.
Oh, what's next for me then? Rehab?
No, not necessarily. I'm recommending a more alternative solution. Exercising more, no processed food, and meditative yoga.
Yoga?
Yes, yoga. Not only will this help lower your heartbeat and your blood pressure, but it'll keep you grounded and it'll keep you more in your body. And the more grounded you are, the less likely you're going to be traumatized by your memories.
If I agree to all this, will you sign off on my papers to come back to work?
Yes, but there's one more thing.
Name it.
I want you to go through your office and get rid of everything that you no longer use.
That's it?
Jonathan, do not underestimate this important step. Once you get rid of all the clutter, you'll be amazed how clearly you can see, and you'll start to realize the things that are truly important to you.
That's what they say at the end? Again, because I think Jamie's exactly right. We would have to have something that would hide it.
Come on, Nick. Let's go down to the docks.
Why is that? What's down there?
Answers. Answers to everything surrounding the jewel heist.
Okay, I'll get the squad car.
No, don't bother. In fact, go get changed into your workout clothes. I'll do the same and then meet you out front. We're jogging down there.
Jogging?
Yeah, jogging. Get used to it. I'll be right outside.
Welcome back, Captain Daly.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Are we there yet? Almost. Let's just walk it off. How is it that you just got out of a hospital bed and I can't even keep up with you on a 3-mile run?
Mind over matter.
What are we doing here anyway?
Getting grounded.
Okay, we're getting grounded. Why are we getting grounded?
Doctor's orders. James Ashford's been watching me like a hawk. This is where Claire Buchanan was found, wandering in the daze, the day after the Diamond Merchants banquet. I thought it was strange at first, because it's so far away from the hotel, but then it dawned on me. All of these crimes have involved fire and water. First, the strange light over the harbor, and the explosion in the West End. This river, someone's been using the elements to to turn this city upside down.
I think you've been hanging out with Inspector McLellan too long.
McLellan's a smart guy. He's the one that's shown me that people can be manipulated right under their own noses.
Alright, so they're fighting with fire and water. How do we fight back?
Well, you know that old expression, the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime?
Yeah, that's complete nonsense. You think a thief worth his salt is going to risk coming back to the same place twice?
Only if they're in it for a psychological payoff. These guys are good, but they think that nobody is capable of figuring out their secret code.
What are you talking about? What code?
Think about it. Where have all of these crimes been taking place?
All over town.
Right. But they started all along the waterfront, then around the West End, and then back up this river.
Yeah, there's an easy escape route along the water. I get you. Makes sense.
Yeah, I thought so too. But too much sense. I thought it was a little far-fetched at first, but then I marked all of the crimes on this map and then drew some intersecting lines. Look at what happens when you connect the dots.
Perfect start.
Not only that, it's their playbook. Now that these guys have gone through all of the points on this star, they're just going to start over. And this time, they're going to raise the stakes.
How high?
If these monsters are the ones that lured Jason Ross into that warehouse explosion, then there's no telling what they'll do to bring down law enforcement.
Well, we've got to figure out their weaknesses then.
In my opinion, that would be their total disregard for the fact that actions have consequences. They proved that the night they snatched Jen's necklace.
Jen said the girl that ran was just shopping at the bookstore. If she has anything to do with the other jewel thieves, she's not doing a good job at hiding her identity.
Well then, she's their weakness. We've got to set a trap for her. And Kevin Foster's going to be the one to help us do it.
Hey guys.
Thanks for coming, Jen.
I'm willing to do whatever I have to in order to put Salvador Nichols behind bars.
Kevin Foster knows how to get in touch with Salvador. We think we can get him to cooperate now.
All right, let's hear what he has to say.
Kevin, I've been talking things over with Detective DiMarco and ADA Sullivan, and we think you'll be more help to us on the outside than in here.
Does that mean I can go?
Not just yet, Kevin. You've made a lot of bad choices. It's time to own up to those one way or the other.
What do I have to do to get out of here?
Tell us what Salvador Nichols is really up to.
You can still call your attorney, Kevin, if you want to.
No. No, I just want this to be over.
Then step up to the plate, Kevin. Just give us the scoop.
All right. All right. Okay, so Salvador is hooked up with this girl, Lydia Rollins. Lydia needs expensive jewelry for some science experiments she's working on, and Salvador helps get them for her somehow.
Did you help Salvador get the jewelry?
No. Maybe. I don't know. My friends and me, we would hang out with Salvador because he seemed to know what's going on. But all those nights that we hung out down at the dock seem like a total fog now.
If Miss Sullivan could work something out, do you think you can get us some dirt on Salvador?
Yeah, I think I could do that. He goes to this nightclub over in Chinatown. It's where he finds most of his jewels and gold.
We can catch him in the act.
He's not going to try anything if he thinks he's being watched.
What if I go undercover?
No! You're not even a cop. It's far too dangerous.
I have to agree, Jen. You're a state prosecutor. I mean, you're not trained in these types of things like we are. And besides, are you ready to risk your career over this?
I understand the risks, but I've learned to see beyond my own self-interests. I'm willing to do this for the greater good.
All right. Let's set it up.
Any sign of Salvador?
Not yet. But he'll be here. It's like clockwork.
Where's the date? No jewel thieves worth their weight in salt would ever pass this up.
That's Salvador now. Lydia's with him.
That's the lady that stole my necklace.
Let's get into our disguises now before they recognize us. Now, it's crucial that we all stick together.
What about Detective DiMarco?
Nick's right outside. I've got him on speed dial. But this could get ugly. Are you two ready to use those combat techniques we went over back at the station?
As ready as I'll ever be.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm on it.
All right then. Let's roll. Nick, please tell me Jen and Kevin are with you. That means Salvador gave us the slip again. He's not gonna win this time, though. There's one more move we can try. Claire, thank you for meeting with us on such short notice and so very late at night. This is Detective James Ashford. James is also a doctor. We'd like to place you under hypnosis. Have James draw what you describe when you tell your story.
So, it's really come down to this, hasn't it, Detective? You're convinced I need a psychiatrist.
Dr. Ashford has done this many times before. You can trust him. He's also helped a lot of people, including me.
Now, it's very common to block out details after a traumatic event. The memories can actually be locked inside your subconscious mind.
Well, I'll do my best, but I'm really not sure what good will come of this. So far, I haven't been able to remember a thing from that night.
It's okay. Now just relax. Close your eyes. Listen to the sound of my voice. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, nice and slowly. Good. Now I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1. When I get to 1, you'll be there at the pier. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just left the Diamond Merchants banquet and you're on the pier. What do you see?
It's dark, a little foggy, but I can see lights on the harbor from the boats.
Are you there now?
Yes, I'm on the pier.
Can you hear anything?
There's music from a band, I believe. Yes, a live band. It must be a party boat. People are laughing, singing along.
Are you alone?
No. There's a man, a young man, 18, maybe 19 years old.
What does the man look like?
I can't see his face. This one light on the harbor is so bright.
What's the man doing now?
He's coming toward me. Oh no! Oh no, please don't, no!
Stay with me, Mr. Buchanan. You're safe. Just tell me what you see.
He's taking me off the pier. There's a car waiting for us at the far end of the parking lot. The valet can't see us. We're too far away.
What does the car look like?
It's a sedan. A man and a woman are standing outside it. They're waiting for us.
What are the man and the woman doing now?
They're arguing. The woman wants me to go with them. The man just wants to take my jewelry and leave. The younger man isn't saying anything.
What do the man and the woman decide?
They're going to take me, but they give my diamonds to the younger man first. Then the woman takes my rings. The man gets behind the wheel of the car. The woman gets in beside him. Then the younger man puts me into the back seat, but he closes the door. He isn't coming with us.
Where are they taking you?
We're going out of town, but not too far. We're stopping now.
What do you see?
It looks like a construction site. It's closed off. There's a chain link fence, but there's an opening. We're going through. We're in front of a building now, a big building. It's old, run down.
What does the building look like?
It's made of stone. It's got 5 parts. The center part comes to a point. It has an arched doorway and arched windows. Most of them are broken or boarded up. And there are several turrets, like a castle.
All right, Mr. Canning, you're doing great. Now I'm going to count forward from 1 to 5. When I reach 5, you'll be wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, was this the building that you saw?
Yes. Yes. That's where they held me captive.
I know where this is. I know exactly where this is.
Inspector McLellan.
Captain.
I gotta hand it to you. No matter the place, no matter the hour, you always come prepared.
Happy to be here.
Don't mention it. I do have one question though. What would these crooks possibly want with an old stone building filled with rusty pipes?
The gems that have been disappearing all around town have highly electrical properties. The stone composition of the building, plus its infrastructure as a water pumping station, it's the perfect environment for an electromagnetic powerhouse.
These are narcissists. They thrive off this type of energy. Anyone they manage to open their scheme can be completely under their control.
What is that?
It's an artificial Merkaba. That must mean they have hostages inside. It's feeding off of their life force. Don't look directly at it. Its magnetic properties will make you black out.
Well, they could have Jen and Kevin in there. I'm going in. Hold on a second. I'm not gonna let you go off all half-cocked,
Not knowing what those sociopaths are capable of, we have to have a plan. McLellan, what do we have to do in order to shut down this ridiculous light show?
I can try to shut down the Merkaba by circling the exterior of the building with the electrostatic neutralizer. But you have to find the blue sapphire crystal. They can't maintain the energy imbalance without it.
Well, then there's our plan. McLellan will stay outside. The three of us will go in and search for the crystal. But we have to stick together. All right? All right. Let's go.
Let us go. This is insane.
You keep quiet. If you had known how to use the crystal yourself, you wouldn't be in this position. I am in charge now.
Don't listen to her. You had the crystal long enough, it's got your vibe on it. She can't use it unless you allow her.
And how would you know that?
I'm not as dumb as I look. I pay attention to what's going on around me. You should try it sometime. Might do you some good.
Oh, why, you ungrateful 2-bit penny anti-punk. I ought to let this chick plug you in and turn up the juice and light you up like the Prudential Tower on the 4th of July.
Silence! I need peace and quiet in order to channel the energies. Oh, what's the matter? Is the big, strong prosecutor having a bad day? Huh? What happened? Did Ethan Latner and mean old Judge Greenfield humiliate you in front of the entire Commonwealth? Yeah, well, tough. Get over it. And sit up straight. I need your chakras to be aligned and clear in order to channel the energy.
Right, because her chakras will be nice and aligned and clear with you around Lydia. You have such a pacifying presence after all.
Hey, put a sock in it, Foster.
You're not going to sit up straight for me? No? All right. If you won't sit up straight on your own, then I will make you sit up straight.
All right, they're both setting up straight. So can we get on with this, please?
Yes, it's time now. I call upon Sister Moon and Father Sun to shine down their light through our host so that we may be blessed with your energy and light.
You're insane.
Hey, shut up. Let her do her thing. And besides, you're not going to remember any of this when this is all done.
I can feel the energy in the room rising. The turbines are spinning faster.
That means I'm getting richer.
I don't like this one bit.
Just keep fighting. The drugs they gave us will only work if we give in.
There's no use resisting. The energy transfer has already begun. Just think, right now you are helping half the population of the city save money on their electric bill.
Well, because you care so much about people's electric bill.
Great. Savings is already showing up in the people's accounts.
Excellent. That means that we can start siphoning the funds.
Not if we can help it. Ashford, take care of this.
Stop moving. How did I let this crazy chick get you up in all this?
You got greedy, that's how. You think you can slip through the cracks 2 times in a row? You're all done, buddy.
How did I get here?
The plan worked. We found our jewel thieves.
My necklace.
It's evidence now. Captain?
Duly noted. Take good care of it, Detective.
I'll get it over to the lab. I'll get it turned around as quick as possible.
Don't worry. Do what you have to with it. We have to go by the book on this one.
Karmic Justice will be right back. And now the conclusion of Karmic Justice on the BATV Movie of the Week.
Congratulations, guys and gals. You all working together as a team finally ended this absolute nightmare.
We couldn't have done it without you, Lieutenant. You're the glue that holds this squad together.
And you're the heart and soul, Jonathan.
What's gonna happen to Kevin Foster?
Kevin was lucky. Because he cooperated with the investigation, he's going to be able to avoid jail time. But he's going to have to start choosing his friends a lot better if he's going to stay out of trouble in the future.
In the Jewel Thieves?
Salvador Nichols finally got what's coming to him. As for Lydia Rollins, she's under psychiatric evaluation as we speak.
You know, it's amazing that she was able to get that old pumping station working again. The amount of metaphysics involved is unparalleled. You know, if she had used that for the good of humanity, instead of her own selfish gains, there's no telling what she could have done.
Well, luckily we got to her before she did any more damage. She had a complete psychotic break.
Maybe it's better that I don't remember everything.
Yeah.
She's off the streets now, though, and at least she can't go on terrorizing people.
I came a long while, saw all the change like from winter to spring. I couldn't hear it, confused by the words, oh, going back and forth to the end. Oh, oh, a child with a vision, clear like the morning, rise like the morning. changes. Go, stop and go, oh, don't stop till the edge of the world. Oh, oh, oh. She'll let it down if I see into your eyes. Fever dream come to life. Do you feel it rising up in your head and in your mind? Touch from the skyline, see the horizon, feel the horizon. Where can you take it? Time trip the break, bring the light, burn it out. Oh, oh, oh. She'll let it down if I see into your eyes. Fever dream come to life. Do you feel it rising up in your head and in your mind? She'll let it down if I see into your eyes. Fever dream come to life. Do you feel it?
I propose a toast. Everyone at this table has been through an ordeal one way or another. But we all made it through. And even though things didn't turn out exactly the way we had wished, justice prevailed in the end. To justice.
To justice.